And with some contemplation, we are sitting. It always helps when we are tuning into Upanishad. We are preparing our mind at least 10-15 minutes before. And the best thing is to do Manan with the summary and go through the verses, what we have completed. So, Hari Om to all. We are doing Kenopanishad, Monday evening, 7 to 7:45. A very experiential, subtle Upanishad which actually destroys a spiritual sadhak's advanced obstacles. This is not basic obstacles given here. This is one of the advanced obstacle it removes, because this is where the sadhak gets stuck in meditation. If I am meditating, I will have this experience, and this Upanishad will be more, we can love this Upanishad more if you are meditating, because this exactly is the challenge comes for a spiritual sadhak. Because words becomes our obstacles then, and we are not able to proceed, go transcend the words. Because thoughts cannot exist without words. So it gets stuck there in the pointer itself. So let us sit straight, head, neck, backbone straight. We draw our mind from past and future. But for an Upanishadic student, one knows that there is nothing called as past and future. It is a creation of the thought. Whenever thought arises, it will create past, future. It will create division between here and there. Here and there is space. And now and then is time. So that is a function of the thought. So we consciously bring the thought, the mind, in the present moment. And if I'm able to keep the mind, thought in the present moment, it cannot exist. Because the now is eternal. There is no limit to now. So a still body, a mind which is in the present moment, sharp, subtle. Why sharp and subtle? Because it has to transcend this world, Maya. It has to be powerful than that. Let us take a deep, slow, conscious breath and release. Let us invoke God's grace, because when we meditate, we can reach up to a particular point. As Gurudev says, that is our self-effort limit. Then the grace envelops us as the sleep comes and envelops us. So let us chant loudly together. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvisha vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। शान्ति मंत्र। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणमे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Verse 2.
ॐ केनेषितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राणः प्रथमः प्रैति युक्तः केनेषितां वाचमिमां वदन्ति चक्षुश्रोत्रं क उदेवो युनक्ति। श्रोत्रस्य श्रोत्रं मनसो मनो यत् वाचोह वाचं स उप्राणस्य प्राणः चक्षुषश्चक्षुरतिमुच्य धीराः प्रेत्यास्माल्लोकादमृता भवन्ति। हरि ओम्।
Hari Om, very beautiful, Vidya. So, we are doing Kenopanishad, and Kena means by whom. So, Kena Ishitam Patati Preshitam Manaha. The question asked is, in Kenopanishad, it directly starts with the question that by whom, willed and directed. Last time we saw the difference, Ishitam and Preshitam. Does the mind illumine the objects? Very important question. My experience in this life is that I know. Now I can listen to these words and I am understanding Upanishad. But by what force am I understanding? By what force, power that the breath is moving? Kena pranaha prathama. which is the foremost when with the first breath start. By what power does the eyes are able to see the world, the senses are able to see, the sense organs are able to grasp? What is that entity? That is a question. Now, all of us who have studied Gita, Upanishad, we know direct answer. Suppose you and I would have been there. Atma. But here, the teacher is not giving that answer because this is a advanced obstacle for us, for a sadhak who is meditating for long. Because a sadhak who has started meditating on this Atma Brahman, the obstacle which there are many obstacles which we saw in meditation, in our meditation sessions earlier. Sleep will come, distraction will come. Those are grosser obstacle. The subtle obstacle which will come is the concept formed by the word. That I will always think, oh, I know Atma or I don't know Atma. Atma is beyond this. It is all words, concept. So here to destroy that concept in the second verse, Guru is giving a very unique answer. Kshotrasya ksotram manasaha manaha yad vachaha havacham. So it is the eye of the eye, the mind of the mind. It's a very unique answer. So in the last session, we saw the example to understand this answer is that by what power the fan is rotating. Suppose your child asks you, or your grandson asks you, or grandchild asks you, what will you say? The fan is rotating with the power of electricity, which is not seen. But suppose you say electricity cannot be seen, cannot be touched, cannot be felt. The effect can be felt. The result can be felt. I have to note down this word. The result can be felt. That's an important line which we will see further. It will be elaborated. But suppose we say that we are very satisfied in 8th standard and 9th standard. Yeah, there is electricity. But what is that electricity? Nobody has seen. No scientist has seen the electricity. So, now what? So now we have to move forward. How to know that? That we will see that in the second verse, it is a complete Upanishad is given. The result is given, the process is given. What is the process? Pretya Asman Lokan. Pretya Asman Lokan means I have to withdraw my mind from the world, from my body, from my breath, from my thoughts, and then I come to a point that I know the thoughts. But who knows the thought? I know. So I am there. All of you, please ask this question just now, closing your eyes. Am I there? Yes. Yes, I am there. There is no doubt about it that I am not there. Second question, do I know that I am there? Yes, I know that I am there. There is no doubt about this. So now this Pretya Asman Lokan means I have to focus my attention withdrawing from this Asman Lokat. I have to withdraw this attention from this world, body, breath, mind. My content of experience is the entity which is engrossing and keeping me busy throughout the life. Aneka Janma Samprapta. I am so interested in the experience rather than the experiencer. What I am feeling, what I am thinking, what is my opinion, what is other person's opinion, what I have to do. Again, here after listening also people ask, no, what to do? Now again my attention is on doing, feeling, thinking. Now it is saying is that you withdraw this attention and then focus on Yes, I am. So as Nisargadatta Maharaj says, there is only one absolute statement I can make in this life. I am. Now focus the attention on that. And then we will see that what will be the result? Amruta bhavanti. Second verse. So in the second verse, the Uttam Adhikari realizes, because Uttam Adhikari is not knowing that where to focus his attention, like Ramakrishna Paramahansa. He was focusing on Kali, and then Totapuri came and then touched him here, and he went into Advait, from Dvait to Advait. Because he was so ready. Totapuri ji said that it took me 24 years or 12, 13 years to do that. Ramakrishna Paramahansa was in Samadhi for 3 days. Shift from Dvait to Advait. So with that background, we saw this last time. Now we will see that how this Upanishad is completed here for a Uttam Adhikari, and then further the explanation moves. So what is the conclusion here? Conclusion is there is reality beyond this seeing, feeling, thinking, and it can be known. How? How it can be known? Now we have to pay attention to the words. Process. That is what we discussed. Is that Prityasma lokadha. I have to withdraw my attention from all that is object. And for that, a sadhak must be clearly having distinction between what is subject and what is object. That is the prerequisite for this. So for world, senses are subject, world is the object. For the body and senses, my mind is the subject. For my mind, intellect is the subject. And who knows the intellect? I know. So the word given by us, those who don't know Atma, Brahman and not read the book, they will say, I want to know. I want to get liberated. I want to know this knowledge to get liberated because I am feeling bonded. And what will be the result? Amruta bhavanti, immortality. What can be immortal? That which is infinite, that which has no limits, boundless, limitless. That which is existence, consciousness, independent, not dependent on anything. Now suppose we ask ourselves that this I, now I have to pay attention on this. So last time we had mentioned that each one has to do some homework. I hope you remember. Vidya, next time the homework, they had mentioned the homework there in that. The homework was I have to withdraw my attention from content of awareness, content of experience to awareness. Now I have to pay attention. So when I withdraw my attention from content of experience and I ask my question, one question that am I aware? The answer will come yes. Now suppose we ask one question to awareness. Can you define yourself without taking help of the mind? Who is asking the question to him? I am asking the question to awareness. That can you define yourself without taking help of the world and mind? What will the awareness say? Yes, I am. That much I can see. I exist. Yes, you can try, and this homework I have to do. Ask yourself that am I aware? Yes. And yes, I am conscious. Yes, I am conscious. And I am infinite. There is no limit to awareness. This is what awareness would say about itself. Suppose we ask Brahman, Atma, define yourself without taking help of the world and mind. So this is called as Swarupa Lakshana. The moment we take the help of the world and the mind and the body, then it will say Avasthatre Sakshi, Panchakoshadita. That way it will define. Now here, suppose we are directly going, it will not take help of anything. This knowledge, knowing is Parama Purushartha. We saw 4 Purusharthas, Dharmartha, Kama Purusha. This is the 4th Purushartha. Knowing my own nature as it is, pure, awareness, existence, consciousness, bliss. This is Jivan Mukti. Here and now, because awareness, am I aware? Yes. Here and now. So we have to pay attention to this sentence, what we are mentioning, because further verse is going to come, fourth and fifth, where we have to be ready for that verse with helmet, especially those who are devotees of God, because here one myth or one important description is going to come and one challenge Kenopanishad is putting. So what I realize, I am. That is the only truth. The awareness will say about itself that I am. Beyond that awareness cannot say itself. If awareness has to speak, then it requires mind and body to speak. So the awareness takes help of the mind and body to Ekoham Bhaushyam. One becomes many. The Upanishad actually is over here. Question is answered with process and result. What is that power? That power is awareness, the beingness, Atma, Brahman. How to realize that? By withdrawing my attention from what it is not. What will be the result? Amruta Bhavanti. I will realize that my nature is immortal. Then the fear goes. That says in Taittiriya Upanishad says that fearless joy. Any other Purushartha acquirement will have that fear of loss. Here there is no fear of loss because it is Siddha Vastu. It is not Sadhya Vastu. And that's the reason we saw in the Bhagwan's definitions, Sadhya, Sadhana, Virakti. Who will realize instantly here that Shishya realized Dhiraha, understood and realized the truth, because Sadhana Chatushtaya Sat Sampanna, that person immediately transcended the word and went into, abided into that awareness. What abides in the awareness? The attention. What is attention? The mind. So those who have done Ramana Maharshi's teachings, have gone through, they know that Mano Nasha is abidance. Mano Laya is going there and coming back. Again, the mind which goes in Laya will come back. This is called as Jivan Mukti, here and now. From 5 koshas, 3 states, 3 bodies, I realize I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Then who am I? I am that. So we will see what is the process later on. But all these things, I am just like, I am not feeling only anything. Please ask, what am I feeling by listening to this? Suppose somebody says you are a stupid person, you are a mad person, somebody insults, so much we feel, so much identification with mind. But here, I don't feel anything. So our idea of feeling, knowing is objectification, measuring, observing. So I must ask one very powerful question today. What is my conceptual understanding about moksha, about nirvana, about realization? That is a very powerful question to ask. What will realization give me what I am not having just now? What will be the answer? Nothing. It will actually take away what I am not. It is very, very, very important, because again, many of the spiritual sadhak has a different concept of realization, power, siddhi. Then we have read so many things that I can travel, where I can travel infinite awareness. Infinite cannot travel, infinite cannot move. Atma is not object of feeling and thinking. This is the core of this Kenopanishad, that it destroys the advanced obstacle in a sadhak's life, not to objectify, not to judge, not to form a concept. And if you have read Nisargadatta Maharaj, I Am That book, many times he would say, just drop the concept and realize what is stopping you. Between you and realization, what is coming now is only the concept of this Atma Brahman. Drop it. So to know the world, this is very, very important. Why again and again it has been said? Further you will see this Upanishad also is talking about the same thing. To know the world till now, I have been employing my senses and mind. I have no other option. I have to protect myself. I have to keep myself fit. I have to earn money. I have to have a family. All these things, body, senses, mind, intellect is very useful. So I have you know what you call used to using this mind and intellect to know, but to know myself, it is going to be a challenge. Why? So we come to the third mantra. So Vidya, can you chant the third mantra twice?
न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथैतत् अनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तत् विदितात् अथो अविदितात् अधि इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम् येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे न तत्र चक्षुर्गच्छति न वाग्गच्छति नो मनः न विद्मः न विजानीमः यथैतत् अनुशिष्यात् अन्यदेव तत् विदितात् अथो अविदितात् अधि इति शुश्रुमपूर्वेषाम् येनस्तद्व्याचचक्षिरे.
So here only two are there. There are four lines in this. Two are missing. That we will add later. So no tatra chakshu gacchati, nah vak gacchati, na mano, na vidnya. Very, very powerful mantra Guru is giving. That a Shishya is coming to Guru, that please tell me what is the truth, what is that power. Now we have to also listen carefully. What is he saying here in the third mantra? What is he saying is that the eye does not go there, nor speech, nor the mind. Actually, there is one stage for a spiritual sadhak comes. That is a frustration stage if I am really meditating. That frustration stage is that because I am so used to mind and senses and my thought to know something, there is nothing I know other than that to know something. And I want to know Brahman. I want to recognize Brahman. I want to go there, and it stops us. So here to destroy that, the Guru is saying the eye cannot go there. The speech also cannot go there, nor the mind. We do not know that. The Guru is saying, I also do not know it. How come you do not know it? How can you say, I do not know it? And not only that, he's saying, I do not know it. He says, we do not know it. And further that he goes and says that we do not know how to teach one about that. What is the point? Shall I leave the class? Why should I come here if you're saying you don't know? First of all, you're telling you don't know. Then you're telling you cannot teach. Then you can say eyes cannot go there, speech cannot go there, mind cannot go there. Now, why this methodology Guru is employing here is a very advanced technique to destroy the obstacles. Again, we are saying, so we will analyze this. Eyes cannot see it because it is formless and colorless. Because eyes can only see forms and colors. That's all. Beyond that, eyes cannot see. Even whatever eyes see, we are so much having belief and faith. No, please show me, then I will believe. Only those who have not come to Vedanta and attended Praman Vichar will trust their eyes so much, because actually eyes are fooling us. Light coming on our eyes, inverted image, electrical signals goes in the brain. And then I am saying, no, I want to see God. I am just making this statement because further, fourth, fifth shloka, it is going to come. No, I want to see God. See God with these eyes. But here it has been said you cannot see it. No, you know how Ramakrishna Paramahansa had the vision that we will discuss. Ear cannot hear it. It has no sound. No, in meditation, I get some visions. And in meditation, I can hear some Om sound that is coming from heaven and Brahman. No. It cannot be heard only. There is no sound in Brahman. Tongue cannot taste it. It is tasteless. Actually, when we see these words and listen to these words, it appears to be boring. Because all the time, hamara maja maja, because I have had conversation with one or two sadhaks, I don't want to name. They say, I don't want Brahman because it is tasteless, it is soundless, it is colorless, it is formless, I cannot feel it, I cannot think about it. क्या मजा ही नहीं है उसमें. मैं बोला मजा नहीं बराबर, but you are Brahman. Now what can you do? That's the reason some people are boring. Skin cannot touch it, it has no texture. Nose cannot smell it. It has no different smell. Oh no, I was sitting in meditation. Suddenly I started smelling rose and then chandan, and then I felt Gurudev's chandan rose thing coming. Many people say that, and that's in I am evolving in the meditation. It can be, but it can be an obstacle. Words cannot describe it. No, how can you say Upanishads are there and then Vedas are there, Gita is there? There are only words only. As words can only describe it. Words are very poor to describe infinite. And we have to note that words can only describe what it is not, and we can only understand by opposite of it. When we say that Brahman is infinite, because we know what is finite, we can only imagine infinite. Why we can only imagine infinite? Because mind is finite. Finite cannot understand the infinite. It has to become the infinite. Name, form, this is very interesting. Whole day, suppose we think that what we talk, what we communicate through words, there are only 5 possibilities. Name, form, quality, activity, relationship. These are the 5 things words can deal with. And suppose morning to evening, suppose we see what I have been speaking internally and outside. Either we are talking about somebody, some form, this person is dressed is like that, this color is like that, or this person's nature is like that, quality, or this person this did, I did that, I want to cook, I want to eat. This is activity and the relationship. Because words can only describe, has limitation of these 5 things, but Brahman is beyond name, form, quality, activity, relationships. And that's the reason words cannot reach it. Words cannot describe it. Mind cannot feel it. This is the most frustrating thing. I want to feel God. Ha ha ha. Like I will have that joy. Joy will be there. But again, there will be duality. And that joy will go. So we have to see how the Upanishad is moving, because next verse, it is going to destroy some of the myths what we have, and we have to be ready. Because those who are into Dvaita and Murti Puja and all, it clearly says here that Brahman is not that. Organs of action cannot grasp it. So again, suppose we repeat this. Intellect cannot think it. We cannot know it as an object. Na vidmano. Eyes cannot see it, ear cannot hear it, tongue cannot taste it, skin cannot touch it, nose cannot smell it, words cannot describe it, mind cannot feel it, organs of actions cannot grasp it, intellect cannot think it. Then what is the point? No, I want to have darshan of God. I want to feel God. I want to think about God. Here says, no, you cannot do anything. Na vidmano. We do not know how to teach others also. Na vijanimo, Guru is saying. The Shishya is wondering why I came to Kenopanishad, because both you are denying. As Guruji says, when we have that, I think in the childhood, we have made that cards bungalow. I don't know how many people you have made. I have made a lot, the card bungalow. Down, then up and down, Then there's a bungalow and then suddenly it collapses. So one card, suppose you withdraw from down, the entire bungalow collapses. So here now entire cards are getting removed from our feet. And then what remains? Nothing. And that nothing is I. So one has to go through that nothingness and then realize there is a knower of nothingness. We cannot show Brahman in test tube, Gurudev says. That is where the sadhak gets stuck, because either I want to taste it, feel it, think it. It's beyond it. That's the reason it is difficult. Because the equipment given to us is not sufficient to know this. That is where, then what is to be done? The equipment has to be dropped, dissolved. That is the only solution. Object, now we will analyze this, what it means. So all these things involves object. Object cannot know object, object cannot know the subject. So the chair on which you are sitting cannot know you. Your body cannot know the breath. The breath cannot know the mind. The mind cannot know the intellect. The intellect cannot know the illumining factor, because that is a source. But to know the source, we cannot rely on it. Why? Because we are trying to know the knower itself. I am in search of myself. So who is trying to know whom? The intellect is trying to know the itself, the knower of intellect. I'll repeat this, because finally we come to intellect and they say, okay, I want to know the knower of this intellect. A knife trying to cut itself cannot. Eyes trying to see themselves directly cannot. So now what to do? It cannot be known. This is a very, very important point, because if you see this book, I hope you have this book when we are reading this. What is written here by Gurudev? What is Kenopanishad? Different from known and beyond unknown. That is what we are going to see now. So first, one myth is getting destroyed, that it cannot be known. What is the meaning of this? It cannot be known in the way we are knowing the world. That is what is adding. We have to add the concession there. Otherwise, this isolation is not correct, because in Taittiriya Upanishad we have learned Om Brahmavid Apnoti Param, the knower of Brahman attains supreme, and now you say it cannot be known. So one Upanishad cannot contradict another Upanishad. So it cannot be known in the way we are knowing the world, we are knowing this knowledge of Kenopanishad. Do not try to know Brahman as an object. That is the main point in this. If Brahman is not the object, then what it is? Brahman is the subject. This is the critical point to distinguish, and this I have to do a lot of manan on this particular subject object. This distinction in Druk Drishya Vivek we had seen in detail, that we have to employ here. What is a subject? What is object? So now how to know it? It can be pointed, it can be realized directly. Know it by result. Know it by its result. Earlier we mentioned how. Here it comes. Result is what? Am I aware? Yes. Conscious? Yes. Focus on that. Example, a house is meant for the indweller. The body, mind, intellect, breath is meant for me. So the question is, who am I? And when I focus on that I am will dissolve. And then what will emerge? Pure existence, consciousness, bliss. So I will go through the I am and then reach witness consciousness. Body is an assemblage, Atma is the illuminator, and the Atma is illumining the body, first the intellect, the mind, the breath, the body, the senses, and then the world. And that is the illuminator. So the question is answered here. By whom it is illumined? This. So what is the time? 5 minutes. We can take the mantra 4. Yeah, Vidya, we can chant the mantra 4.
This is the remaining of third.
Okay. The remaining of, yeah.
I'll chant the fourth mantra.
No, let me complete this.
Okay.
Anyadeva tad vidita datho. Yes. Now this is an important point. It's different from the known. Vidita and it is above the unknown. That is what is the topic says here. This is a very, no, we don't have to chant 4. Thus, we have heard from the preceptors, we have heard this, that it cannot be known, it cannot be taught. So now, why not known? Known means anything I can perceive, see, hear, touch, smell, taste. Think about as a concept, that is known. Concept is known. So whatever I know, it cannot be it. Define or explain. All of this belongs to senses, mind, and this assemblage. Gross, subtle, manifest. There is an example of tree we will take. Main important thing here is that when you say that it is not unknown also. It is contradictory thing coming here. Brahman is not an object, so it cannot be known like this. Okay, that is understood. Now, why beyond unknown? So it is different than known and beyond unknown. Unknown means what? Something not yet discovered. Something hidden but potentially knowable later, like seed. We cannot, it is not known, but we can see the result. But later on, the seed becomes the tree, so it manifests. Causal unmanifest seed, that is what is mentioned here by unknown. I hope this point is little subtle to understand. Beyond unknown, it is not right, this is right now causal, because causal also is unknown to me, but causal becomes subtle and then grosser. So causal can become grosser. It is not even that. Above unmanifest means unmanifest can become manifest. That is the point why it has been mentioned beyond unknown. Because today it is unmanifest, but tomorrow it will manifest. So it is called beyond unknown. It is not like that. Seed cannot be known right now. It is unmanifest, but it can become a tree. Brahman is not even unknown, because unknown things can become known tomorrow. So why this is two things are important for a spiritual sadhak? Because Brahman is not separate than you. It actually destroys two traps for a sadhak. Now I have to pay attention. With this we will complete. So this is a theme of the Kenopanishad. Kenopanishad theme is self, different from known and beyond unknown. So there are two traps in the mind for us to transcend and reach. What are the two traps? This mantra destroys two traps. Trap 1, I know Brahman. The moment I say I know Brahman, Brahman has become a concept, another object. It is different than me. Trap 2, when I say, suppose I don't know Brahman, then I think that I am separate than Brahman and I have to attain the Brahman which is separate than me. But Brahman is my own self. So Hariom, I have to contemplate on this very subtly. Why this is a theme of this Upanishad. If I get this, I get the entire Upanishad. That it cannot be known, because moment I say no, what can I know? It becomes another object, it becomes a concept. So it cannot be known. And why I cannot say that I don't know Brahman? Because Brahman is myself. The moment I say I don't know Brahman, it becomes separate than me. Something to achieve in the time and space and with efforts. It is not something I have to achieve. It is something I have to recognize as myself. As one Swamiji says, is that I have to claim that I am Brahman. So this analogy, we will take it later on. But this is the main theme of this Upanishad, and a subtle theme I have to focus on this theme, that why it has been constantly talking from known and beyond unknown. And once I understand this, then when I sit for meditation and I withdraw from my attention from the world, body, mind, breath, thoughts, and I say, what is that? What is empowering? The mind will go there without any concept. And when the mind goes there, attention goes there, it will dissolve. And when it will dissolve, I will recognize, the awareness recognizes itself that it is awareness. So who recognizes whom? Aham Brahmasmi. Awareness recognizes itself that I am awareness. Pure existence, conscious of itself. And infinite peace, bliss are added with opposite of mind, that we will see later. So it is an experiential Upanishad, contemplative Upanishad, and very, very powerful Upanishad because it destroys these two traps. So I have to contemplate on this because further Guru is going to take us on this concept only, known, unknown. And this is one question is going to ask further to Shishya. Do you know Brahman? No, you cannot say both. Do you know Brahman? Yeah, I know. Then you are fail. And suppose you say, I don't know, then also you are fail. Now that is the point where we say that the Shishya's answer is sixer. Guruji says that question is a 4 boundary. But Shishya's answer is sixer. That is the most beautiful point of this Upanishad. Because it's a trap, it's a surprise test. So what is the answer? Silence for all of us. The moment I know Brahman, I know Atma, Brahma, fail. Well, I don't know Brahman, but you are that. How can you say you are not? So that's the reason when Bible says, be silent and still and know God. Now, how many people in Christianity exactly know this? They have to read this Upanishad. Because only in silence and stillness I can be that. Because finally the statement will come, just be. Beingness, awareness, choiceless awareness. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you very much.